Shalom, and welcome to Magdala. Magdala is located on the western side of the Sea of Galilee. To the west of this site is Mount Harbel. At the base of Mount Harbel there is a valley that was used to travel in ancient times. This valley leads to Nazareth, so we know that without a doubt Jesus would have traveled through Magdala on his way to Capernaum and all throughout the Galilee. During the first century, during the time of Christ, Magdala was one of the larger cities and was known for its fishing and its salted fish. The archaeological site of Magdala was discovered by accident while building the hotel located next door. What they discovered first was a first-century synagogue. This synagogue was from the time of Christ. It is important because it is one of the few synagogues found from the time of Christ. Some of the notable things that you'll see at Magdala is the first-century synagogue, the mikvahs, the church in remembrance of Jesus' first meeting with Peter, where he told him to go and cast his nets out into the deep. In the first century synagogue, you'll see the Magdala stone, and in the teaching room, you will see the stone where Jesus would have sat and taught. This is known as the Magdala stone. It is believed to be a representation of the temple in Jerusalem. On one side there is a menorah with pillars on each side. These would have been representing the menorah from inside the temple and the pillars located at the entrance of the Holy of Holies in the temple in Jerusalem. The arches on the side are believed to represent the entrances to the temple. This may very well be the earliest depiction we have of the temple from Jerusalem. Matthew 4:23 says, Jesus went throughout Galilee, teaching in their synagogues, proclaiming the good news of the kingdom, and healing every disease and sickness among the people. News about him spread all over Syria, and people brought to him all who were ill with various diseases, those suffering through severe pain, the demon-possessed, those having seizures and paralyzed, and he healed them. Large crowds from Galilee, the Decapolis, Jerusalem, Judea, and the region across the Jordan followed him. In the Magdala synagogue, we will see two different rooms. The first room will be the study room. It is the smaller room, and the second room that we will see is the actual synagogue. It is the larger room with seating all the way around it. This is the study room. There were benches along the outside of the room and a stone seat in the middle. The stone seat in the middle would have been where the rabbi would have taught. There is no doubt that this would have been a seat that Jesus would have used to teach from. The Bible is clear that Jesus was a rabbi and teacher and traveled through the Galilee to teach. This is the actual synagogue. Synagogue means a place of gathering. As you can see, around the outside of the synagogue is seating. You can also see in the synagogue mosaics along with the Magdala stone. This is just a replica of the stone that we just saw. Some people believe that this would have been where the Torah would have been stored. This is the church that is in remembrance of the first meeting of Peter and Jesus. It translates into cast out into the deep, which is the first conversation that Jesus and Peter had. Coming off of the atrium were 4 different rooms, each with a different mural representing different events that took place around Magdala. Inside of the main church, you will see a 1st century replica fishing boat overlooking the Sea of Galilee. Luke chapter 5. One day, as Jesus was standing by the Sea of Galilee, the people were crowding around him and listening to the word of God. He saw at the water's edge 2 boats, left there by the fishermen, who were washing their nets. He got into one of the boats, the one belonging to Simon, and asked him to put out a little from shore. Then he sat down and taught the people from the boat. When he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, "Put out into deep water and let down the nets for a catch." Simon answered, "Master, we've worked hard all night and haven't caught anything, but because you say so, I will let down the nets." When they had done so, they caught such a number of fish that their nets began to break. Thank you for exploring Magdala with me. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you at the next site.